Morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the 6th Sunday of Easter. Actually, I'm going to mix it up just a little bit this morning. Normally we go through the gospel for the Sunday, but just felt inclined to go with actually our second reading from the first letter of St. Peter. So here's just a couple of lines that we hear in these Sunday readings. St. Peter says, "Beloved, sanctify Christ as Lord in your hearts. Always be ready to give an explanation to anyone who asks you for a reason for your hope." A story actually comes to mind to share with you just real quick. At one of my previous parish placements, it was just before a Sunday Mass. I was all dressed up in my chasuble and get ready to enter into Mass, and maybe it was like 10 minutes before, and I was in the back just greeting people as they were coming in, and I was outside. And like most good Catholics, everyone was coming in about right at the time Mass was starting, and some even a little late. So I just had this thought that flickered through my mind, and I just started to say to random people as they were coming in, "I'm conducting a random survey. Would you be open to answering one question I have for you?" And now some of these people I have never talked with, and so they were a little shy, but most of them said, "Sure, Father." So I kind of brought them off to a little corner, and I said, "Can you just share with me freely, honestly, why you're coming to Mass this morning?" And I did that for probably about 20 to maybe 25 people shortly before that 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. Mass started. I asked that question to about 20 or 25 different people. And it was one of the most amazing experiences I had. And the homily I had to preach on that Sunday, I just felt inclined by the Holy Spirit to toss it out the window. And I just preached on what happened in that dynamic of talking with 20 or 25 people before Mass, because this was the reading for that day. And it was very interesting how everyone had a slightly different answer, actually a very different answer. Some people didn't have an answer at all. I would actually say that was in the majority. People would kind of think for a little bit, and certainly they were put on the spot a little bit by their parish priest to ask them why they were coming to Mass, and like, oh, is he going to judge me or something like that? What if I say something wrong? So it seemed like the safe answer was just to say, "I don't know, Father." Some people said, well, it's an obligation. I have to come to Sunday Mass. Some people had some extraordinary answers. And some of them I even put down into my little personal journal because they were not only from the heart, but they were personal. It wasn't just something cliche or just something you would, see on a Facebook meme. It was something that they had internalized, something that they had been working with in their own heart. So I ask you, not that sometimes we're not even able to come to Mass, but at a deeper level, what St. Peter is asking, or even demanding the early church, is to be ready for something that you were not expecting. When someone actually says to you, "I see that you're a person of hope. Why is that? I see you're a Christian. Why are you a Christian? I see you coming to Mass. Why are you coming to Mass?" This is something that, especially as Catholics, I think we can work on. Evangelization sometimes can be a swear word for Catholics because we can be afraid of it. And maybe we have some images that are conjured up with people on the street corners with a bullhorn and saying "turn or burn" or something like that. And that can turn us off, and rightfully so. But that's not what we're talking about. And that's not what St. Peter was talking about. He said, "Always be ready to give a reason for your hope, but do it with gentleness and reverence." So these are the qualities we want to be thinking of, not just shouting out our answer, but having it be deeply personal, a reason for my hope. Not cliche, not what somebody else is doing, but why am I a follower of Jesus? What is the reason for my hope? Because what we don't want to happen is a rote response, an overly routine, or something that just I come up with, but it's not really even from me. I always come to Mass. I've always been a Christian. We have to go deeper, brothers and sisters. Christ must become not just the shepherd, but my shepherd. Christ can't be just the Lord. He has to become my Lord and my God. The Catholic faith cannot be simply relegated to the Catechism of the Catholic Church. It must be written not on physical pages, but on my own heart. That's the work of being Christian. And evangelization will always be surfacey. It will always be something to be fearful of. It will always be something that I don't even want to think about, as long as it's something outside of me. Jesus wants to become the Lord of my life and my heart. And St. Peter is asking, even again, demanding the early church, have a reason ready. You might even never have to use it, but be ready to use it. And be something that's personal to you, that this is the Jesus whom I'm following, and this is why. This is why. I say this because we actually do this sort of thing all the time, but maybe not always for our faith. There's not too many restaurants open now, but back when they were, I don't know about you, but I frequently tell people about my favorite restaurant, and I tell them why I like it. I tell them what to order, and I tell them why to order it, and I tell them that this meat is particularly savory, and the cook does a really good job. We tell people about our favorite anything. Why not about the thing that most changes, or at least should most change our life? The event of Jesus Christ risen from the grave. The event of Jesus Christ having gone to the cross in love, and is inviting me into a real life-changing relationship. I must, as a Christian, I must as a Catholic, I must as a priest, know how to internalize and communicate the reason for my hope. Why am I doing this all in the first place? So I just invite us to, again, hear these words of St. Peter, not to the early church simply 2,000 years ago, but to you and I today in 2021, even with everything going on, whether we're able to come to Mass or not. That is not taken away from the fact that we are Christians. So hear it again. St. Peter is saying, sanctify Christ as Lord of your hearts. Always be ready to give an explanation to anyone who asks you for a reason for your hope, but do it with gentleness and reverence. Thanks for being with us this morning, brothers and sisters. God bless you. Hi, my name is Father Jake Anderson. I'm the pastor here at St. Lawrence Catholic Church in Newman Center. I'm so grateful that you're able to just watch some of these videos. We certainly have a lot of content. We're putting out videos every day. So just encourage you to do a little exploration and find that what we're offering to stay connected as the Catholic Church here at the U of M.